Hello again, it's April here and welcome to another sketchbook tour. This one is a Royal Talens A5 sketchbook and it is my plein air sketchbook. I have been drawing in this one for a long time. It has been almost 2 years. I started 13th of November 2022 and I finished yesterday, 13th of June 2024. This is sketchbook number 46, but as I've mentioned in other videos, the numbering system doesn't really mean anything. I just number a sketchbook when I start it, and sometimes I even forget I've numbered one, and then I number another one, and then it becomes 46.5. It's fun to number them. So this is my plein air sketchbook. I use it for basically what it says in the tin, going outside in the real life, in the real world, and sketching from the environment, from things I see in front of me. Sometimes I have taken the sketchbook back and finished sketches at home, but I'll let you know if that happens. The first sketch was, a lot of these are going to be in the Lake District. So this one here is in Ullswater. This was my first sketch. It was a very, very windy morning, and yeah, it was just a warm-up. It looks like a warm-up sketch. I'm not really a big fan. This was a cover-up too. I don't know what for. So this is, I think, on the same walk because it's in the same area. I was going to say it's in the same era. It's in the same area, Air Force waterfall. So this is at the top of the waterfalls, looking out. And then this way is one of the waterfalls that falls. It was a pretty nice day, I think. I think I have either a vlog or it's like part of one of my vlogs, this walk. I can't remember exactly, but this is why I like sketching from plein air, because you have so many memories. Like I can remember sitting on this rock, it was really slippery, working my way over to sit down. Other people were on the rock. Martin was off taking photos, the sound of the water, you know. It's so nice to have those memories. So now we're in Bologna. I went to Bologna 2 years ago, I guess, in April. And this was for the Bologna book fair, which I never made a video on. I have a whole bunch of footage on it, but I've never made a video on it. It was very overwhelming. I didn't really enjoy the fair, to be fair, but I did enjoy walking around Bologna and taking all of these pictures with my hand and sketchbook, doing the drawings of them. I used this really fun colour palette within Bologna, which had a couple of paint pens, a couple of pencils. It was a very limited colour palette, but I think it works so well. And especially for Bologna architecture and stuff, I think this worked really well at the time. That's another one, St. Luca. In the same place, it's on the top of the hill. I took the little train there by myself and spent the morning there. It was so cold and blustery up there. It was really nice. So these are still in Bologna. And then I think one more page here. So now back in the Lake District. I have no idea where this is from. Normally I try and write down at the bottom where it's from, but I didn't do it that day. And I don't know the hills enough to recognize this shape here. But this is a different day, I think, not the same day. This is when I did a creative, me and Martin went to Town House one evening and we did a creative couple of hours. So he went off and took photos and I kind of walked around and did drawing, which was so fun. I want to do it more because sometimes when we're hiking, we don't really, we can't stop and, do that. And especially when you're with someone, if you ever go hiking or walking with someone and you want to draw and you don't want to feel like you're taking up time. So doing this was really nice. But this was a pastel. I never take pastels out. This is the worst. I don't know what was happening here. Sometimes these paint pens are a bad choice, but I think that was just a quick sketch. So this was another day. This is when we hiked up Bluebells up in Keswick. And I think I just sat down at the top and sketched this. I always take my sketchbook and my pencils with me. Sometimes I don't sketch. I'd say 70% of the time I don't draw while I'm out walking. But when I do, I just try and make it super simple like this. This was Grasmere. I don't know where we were for this one. I kind of feel like this is when we did Silver Howe. And it's looking down to Grasmere, the lake here. And then I guess the village. This is so different. Look how different this is. Like all the neons and paint pens. And then this is when I got the graphite water soluble graphite tin, and I was playing with it. It's really moody, which kind of matched the day. If I remember, it was very, very blustery. We did Sour Howl and Sallows, the walk. Then this is another evening we went to Arnside. This is kind of like maybe 25 minutes from us down south. It's like by the estuary, and so this is the water here. And we walked along, and Martin took photos. I drew Martin taking photos. I actually really like this page. I think this one's really fun. And this one. And then this is when we went to South Africa. So I actually took this book to South Africa with me. And this was on the plane. I was doing Peachtober. So it's a little bit different. But I was trying to come up with sketches for my Peachtober. I did not do Peachtober. I literally went to South Africa for 3 weeks during October. I don't know how I thought I was going to do Peachtober. I failed after like 5 days. It's fine. So these next few sketches are from Durban in South Africa. So my dad has a B&B there. And I think these are from his porch. So this is like down in the bottom of the garden. There's like some other little places where people sleep, like little rooms, palm trees. This was the house that you can see on the top of the hill from my dad's house. And it's got these lovely red roofs, which are pretty cool. And then this was by the swimming pool. So these arches was where I was sitting to draw the other ones. And now I'm sitting by the pool looking up at the house. And there was this really cool bush here. I don't know what it was, but it had great flowers on it. And then this is a thunderstorm. So it rained a lot when we went to South Africa, which was kind of annoying. But it rained a lot of tropical weather. These are some art materials that I got while I was in South Africa. We found the one art shop that was in town, and it didn't have that great of a selection. And also all the pencils were more expensive than in England. So I bought some anyway, just because I was on holiday. And I always like to collect art supplies when I'm on holiday, just to kind of remind me of that place. This was again from the same place, like drawing the little house, drawing the rain, testing out my new art supplies. I didn't realise I got some alcoholic markers, which I'm not a big fan of because they go through. And then these are really, really quick sketches of my dad and Martin playing pool, which, kind of fun. This is my favourite sketch from Durban, I think. It's exactly the same, looking at the same, like these two palm trees are the same as on previous pages. But I had just found someone on Instagram, I cannot remember who they are now, but they did this kind of thing. It was almost like colouring in. So I drew everything with a pencil, and then I went in and coloured in everything, which is very different than what I normally do. But it was quite fun for this page. So this is still in South Africa, but we went to Cathedral Peak, which is in the Drakensberg. It's a nice mountain. I was using the water soluble again there, graphite. Then we went on a hike to, up the mountains. We went to a place called Doreen Falls, and this was the waterfall here. I actually have my South Africa, I started looking at it again the other day. I have my South African vlog, I would say it's 75-80% done. I just need to do all the voiceover and other little bits and pieces. But it's such old footage. It's from last October, but I really want this to come out. So, yeah. If I can try and do that in the next couple of weeks, it will be out, and then you'll be able to see some of these places that I've drawn. But yeah, just think of this as a little teaser, I guess. So this is another South African sketch. I don't think I finished it off, that one. And now we're back in England. So this is Staveley. We went for a walk. Staveley's like 20 minutes away from us. This was you can't really tell, it's not a very good sketch, but this was like a lake. And then I was sitting by the lake, and across the lake was this wall that went up the hill. And I just drew it, I guess. This was when we went to Wastwater. I don't know if you can tell, but it was raining. I sat under a tree, and I realised that every single material I had was water soluble. Interesting texture, but not the best. This was literally sitting in the same spot, but a little bit drier. So this was looking this way. And then this sketchbook was looking this way. So kind of like two opposites. And I didn't like the colours here. I just picked the wrong colours. So here I tried a bit more muted. And it's just very rushed. I didn't want to get wet. I didn't want to get droplets on it again. So it's very rushed. But yeah, I kind of like these trees actually. They're kind of fun. This was a bit later in the day at Westwater near the lake, and the rain had stopped, and I just really love sometimes doing these really super chill mountains. It's just kind of like blocks of colour in line. Now we go to London. I got these new paint pens, the Pintor paint pens. This orange is ridiculous. I was waiting for Artie. She was coming on the train, and I spent the day with Artie. So we went around London. We did lots of lovely things. We went to an art gallery art show thing. We went to art shops. We had lunch. It was really lovely. And this was one of the parks that we sat in. This was Spitalfields. I didn't really like this page at all. I used my new pen, like ink pen, but it had this really dark ink in that I wasn't a fan of. This was this was the next day I was meeting Artie again, and I was walking to meet her, and I sat down. Don't know the road, but I had these lovely houses here, and it started to rain, which is why some of this material is coming off the page. Then we're back at home. So this is the Helm. This is above Kendal, so it's like a hill that looks down onto Kendal. My house is kind of here, I think, somewhere in this mess, but this drawing was done completely in the dark, like literally almost pitch black dark. I kind of did it by, like, I guess just with my eyes, like carrot eyes, hopefully like see in the dark with enough carrots. But Martin wanted to see the Aurora Borealis. This was about a month before everyone saw the Aurora Borealis, you know, like it came out a couple of months ago and it was like lit up the sky. This was maybe a month before, when it was meant to be really good, but it was really super cloudy, so we didn't see it. But I drew this in the dark, guys. I'm impressed with myself. Oh, and then, okay, so now I'm going on a day trip with Mandy. I'm going to leave everyone's I've mentioned in the comments in case you want to check their stuff out on social. But this was Mandy lives in the same town as me. She literally lives 5-minute walk away from me, which is amazing. So we went out for a day, and I really wanted to draw this Tudor house that's down the road from us. And then we walked around Kendal, and Mandy took me to all these little secret places that I've never been to. So this was where there's kind of like a hill with a little lookout place, like a little statue or something. And I drew all the houses. And then we went to another little park, and I drew the church. I love this colour palette, actually. So bright. This is the same place, but I just was scribbling really fast, waiting for Mandy to finish. Then we went to one of the cafes in town and drew the houses from there. So yeah, that was a super fun trip. Hopefully we can do it again soon. Then a couple of days later, we went to Leighton Moss, which is a nature reserve. It's like a RSPB bird reserve. And we sat in one of the places, you know, what are they called? The hides. And there was a crane that was literally next to us. We watched it for there were so many people in the hide just watching the crane because it was the only thing there apart from a couple of ducks. But I drew the crane from life. It was really fun. Then this is Muncaster. So, these are the Bluebells. Okay, so I'm going to pop some pictures up because my picture does not do it justice. But we went to Muncaster. They have amazing bluebells there. So we went to look at the bluebells before they were gone. This is one of the woods with the bluebell fields. Then this is Muncaster Castle itself. We didn't go in this time, but we haven't been in before. And it is apparently the most haunted castle in England, which is pretty cool. And then these are kind of recent now. I've got quite a lot of sketchbook left, but I've done all of these fairly recently, I'd say within the last 3 weeks. And I've started to use this colour palette, which I probably use throughout now. It's pretty awesome. It's kind of like this paint pen, this really dark green, aqua green, with some ink tints and some graphite pencils that I smudged on top with my fingers. This stuff is the little ink pads. What are they? They're distress ink pads, and then just some normal pencil on top. It's such a fun colour combination. We went for a walk in the evening to a place called High Dam, and this was the dam. These were some birch trees. I was just sitting waiting for Martin to take photos. It was just such a lovely night. There were some wild swimmers there. There were some people setting up camp. It was just such a lovely atmosphere. We walked basically all the way around the dam, and we're almost back at the start. We sat down and we saw this little Canada goose across the You can't really see her apart from through binoculars, but a Canada goose with her little chick, and the little chick was so cute. So I tried to draw her there. You can't really see. And then later on, the dad flew in and they were all quacking to each other, and it was just so lovely. So now back at Ullswater, which is where we were at the very start, if you remember. This is the same lake. So this is like the top of the lake. It's almost like a banana shape, like it curves around. So this was taken kind of from the middle, and then this was taken kind of from the middle too, but like further down. Not that geography matters or anything, just in case you're wondering. This was when me, Mandy, and Artie went to the Emma Carlisle workshop up in Ullswater, and it was so lovely. The workshop was so nice, and then we did some drawing around the lake in the afternoon. So these are some little boats from the lake. This was my favourite sketch, just using the ink tents. Actually, you know what? I must have lied earlier. I said that this was using the distress. It can't be, because I didn't start using them. This is Neocolor. I didn't start using them until this page. I borrowed Mandy's and I have my own now. I bought them. But I just love this, the simplicity of this. Then we went to Pooley Bridge and it started to rain, so we left. But I had this little man with his two little dogs. And then Artie was with me the next day. We went to Rydal for a walk. This was inside the cave. If anyone's seen The Witcher season 2, this is the cave where the bard takes his shirt off and gets in the water. Just in case anyone cared. Then this was a little further on our walk. I sat down and drew one of the houses across the hill. I love this autumn vibe. And then we sat down again on the lake and tried to draw. I finished this on the plane on the way to Madeira last week. So that, yeah, it started to rain, so I actually finished this on the plane from a photo. This is Great Wood. Martin and I went for a walk. I can't remember when. I can't even remember where this wood was. I think it was near Keswick. And I sat down and I drew this. I think I have a TikTok, actually, of drawing this. I do. I'm on TikTok, guys. Did you know that? After years of saying, no, thank you, I actually joined TikTok this year in January. So if you search, you'll find me on there. I don't advertise it at all, but I do have some videos on there. And this is Derwentwater, so the same day by the lake. I also have a TikTok of this. I finished it at home because I sat down by the shore and then I realised I was surrounded by literally a million spiders. So I got up and I left and I finished this one at home. Then this is a little bit different. This is some still life. I went to like a drink and draw that we have in town every month. And it was like a still life. It was really nice. I did this one and I did this one, all the same stuff, but it was just nice chatting with people about art and things and hiking and running. And this is my favourite page. All from the same kind of stuff, but just different viewpoints. And now we're in Madeira. So I went to Madeira last week. We just got back a few days ago and I finished this one off. I think I'm going to make a video of this one, put on TikTok actually today. So I finished this one at home because of people getting in the way. I was getting in the way of them, to be fair. Like, I was the problem, not them. But I didn't feel comfortable drawing because I was in the middle of the road. But yeah, this is like super chaotic. Tell me what you think of this. I'm not sure about this one. Then this is from a beach, I think. This is a beach. Yeah, this is looking out back towards Funchal. And then this one I posted on my Instagram, so you may have seen it. It was when we went to the little fishing village, Cara de Lobos. I do apologise if I'm pronouncing the Portuguese words, but we were there for a week and I'm still terrible with the pronunciation. This is Ponta do Sol, so this is where we went for sunset. I did put some pictures of this on my Instagram story, so maybe you saw the sunset, and I drew this one with the waves crashing up beside me. It was all very dramatic. It was really lovely. Such a lovely night there. This was on one of our beach days, so we went for sunrise, and we saw the sunrise come up over the peninsula, the end of the island, and then we waited to go down to this beach, and the beach was open, but it was like quite cold because the sun hadn't come over to the beach yet. So we sat and I drew this little house on top of a hill, and then we walked down here to the beach, which is down here. I'm kind of skipping around. There is a beach picture later, but I actually pre-prepared some of these pages before I went on holiday, so I kind of was all over the place. This was probably one of my favorite ones that I took in Madeira. I did Madeira. It's of the fort, and I just love the colours. It looks so holiday vibes. This was the Fennel Forest. I actually finished this one at home because I started it and it started to pour down with rain, so I didn't finish it. I don't like the colours. I don't like this blue or this blue. I really liked this tree in the background, how it went into the fog. I think I kind of ruined it with these other trees, but there's a little person there standing by the tree, but yeah. And then this one is the beach that we walked down to. I did this on the beach and I just did it really fast. It turns out I don't really like the beach. Like, I don't really like the sand. I did love going in the water though. Like, I love swimming in lakes and seas and stuff, but did not enjoy this. The sand, it just gets everywhere, doesn't it? These are some trees from the Fennel Forest. I kind of did some of this there and some of it at home. And then the last one is actually is the start of our trip to Madeira, which was from the train station, which I just drew while we were waiting for the train. And then it turns out the train was coming in at the different platforms, so we had to like run in case we missed the train. So that's fun. And then the last one is I just did it last night, just because I only had one page left. And it's of Martin taking a photo of a bird. And then this is not by me. This is from someone that I met in Bologna. I'll pop their Instagram below, but their name is Anish, and they did this little dinosaur for me, and I think I drew in their sketchbook too, so that was really nice. And the last page is kind of just where I clean brushes and I do swatches and stuff, so that's it. That is the sketchbook tour. So that is number 46, Plein Air sketchbook, and I gotta start a whole new Plein Air sketchbook. I think I want to get the pith one next instead of the Royal Talents. But yeah, let me know what your favourite was of the sketchbook. I think I probably liked the ones from Madeira, and then also the one from Allswater with the boats. Oh, and also this one from Rydal Cave. Actually, I quite like a lot of these sketches. There's such a big variety of styles and materials and stuff. But yeah, this one here I really like. Yeah, it's nice when you like your own sketches, you know. So that's all. That's all for me today. Have a lovely weekend, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.